This year's International Women's Day was marked around the world with the theme Investing in Women Accelerate Progress. At the Standard Group Center, the event was marked alongside our partners to celebrate the strides made in uplifting women's rights.
I'm a 23-year resident of Kenya. I'm a mother of a 6-year-old, Njoki, whose first language was Swahili, second language was English, third language was Kikuyu. And as a white American, I'm very much about Afrocentricity. So I was invited here to just share a little bit about my journey and what we're doing to help address women and girls' needs. So thank you so much for having me. In July 1998, as a then 21-year-old, I sat with an 8-year-old girl on a concrete floor in an earthen room in Kibera. She had escaped female genital cutting and had never been to school. That day, in a single afternoon, she learned multiplication using bottle tops. I knew that one day she could go to Harvard like I did, if given the opportunity. She ended up studying in the United States, got her master's, became a social worker, as well as a mother and a wife at the time she wanted to a person she wanted, and had children when she wanted, fulfilling her own dreams for herself. Talent and intellect are spread out equally across humanity, but opportunity is not. That summer, I understood that my purpose in life was to unlock the most opportunities for the most girls, and that is what I'm doing. I was invited back to Kenya in 2001 to work with those same children. Zana Africa, my organization, emerged from that, but I am not the hero. They are. This is my journey, but it's their story. Who you online who are listening from Homa Bay or Kilifi or Mathare, you all are the heroes. I can only frame our work as a result of 2 decades of listening to girls and women, to boys and men, and having the gift and privilege of elevating their voice to national and international platforms and finding scalable solutions to the barriers they faced. So what were those biggest barriers? It's actually stunningly simple. Sanitary pads or other menstrual products, and getting honest, timely answers to their related health and safety concerns. How many of you all have had a question that you just haven't had an answer to about your health or your safety at some point in your lives? I think everybody has. Because despite Kenya being a global leader in menstrual justice, still 2 in 3 females cannot regularly access health education or acceptable sanitary pad products. And this has cascading effects that lead to trauma and derail girls' lives permanently. I'm going to share a few details. They may or may not resonate with you, but they're very intense. In Kilifi, where we did a 2-year randomized control trial, the average age of first sex was under 12 years old, forced by older men. As a result, more than 1 in 4 of our daughters who are still children are now also mothers and living with trauma. 10% of girls and 65% of women have reported engaging in transactional sex for sanitary pads because they know it's a key to their outcomes. And a woman spends an average of 300 shillings every month on healthcare expenses related to reproductive health that's avoidable if she had had more knowledge. And finally, for those who are business owners or managers, 23% of workplace absenteeism is due to menstruation. We solve these seemingly intractable challenges by providing pads and answers to health questions. It's that simple. How do we do that? First, to find a solution for pads, I sent young high school graduates to markets across the country in 2007 and 2008 to ask women what they wanted from a pad. And here's what they found. Girls and women, you demand more from your pads, as you should. You wake up early and walk long distances to school or to work. You have no safe spaces to change that product, and then you walk home. The product can't burn, can't chafe, can't scrunch up or leak. And it needs to be cheap because life is expensive. And that is why we created Nia. We designed it with you and birthed the Nia brand from a name that a girl in Kibera suggested because she said she wanted to be reminded of her own purpose. We designed it with you, and now proudly we take low profit margins so that you can buy a 65 shilling packet of 8 or 35 shillings for a packet of 4 at your neighborhood kiosk where you buy on credit, as one does. Second, here's what we learned about solutions for health education. All of us have crucial questions. Things about our bodies, our health, our relationships, our safety. For children, it's about safety and consent especially, and what is normal about body changes or not. There are things we need to ask in our own language, often anonymously, because it's too uncomfortable to ask anybody we know. When you get those answers, you have freedom. You can stay safe. You can report when you're not safe and something might actually happen. You can make decisions in line with your aspirations for your life, with your values. And frankly, you deserve nothing less than that. That's why we created the Nia Health Link. It's a free number. It's actually now on all of our sanitary pad packs and all of our sanitary pads as of this month. If you open these, you'll see it's on the bottom of every sanitary pad pack. We've been launching county by county in partnership with governors and ministries of health, starting with the team of visionary female leaders in Homa Bay. Because we need to all work together to accelerate safety and progress for women. Here's what we also learned from communities. It's easy to talk about menstruation when you provide menstrual products. That creates a safe space and allows for expansive discussions. Community-based organizations wanted training materials that do that. So we created something that was story-based, where readers see themselves in the stories of actual boys and girls, men and women, modeling ways of overcoming the difficult and different challenges that we all face. We have over 50 Beacon teachers from Teacher Service Commission and 80 community-based organizations who've worked with us to build this program. And because of that, it works. In just 18 months, Class 7 students permanently shifted their view on gender equality, from girls and boys now believing that they should share household chores equally, to knowing that dad shouldn't beat mom. And this is in a context where 2 in 5 people think that spousal abuse is okay. And it's not. It never should be. No one should be touched in any way without consent or made to feel shame or fear. In our health clubs, students showed up for themselves and for each other. Girls understood consent and were better able to say no to unwanted sex. Boys protected girls instead of laughing if she stained her dress. They would offer her his sweater and walk her home safely to change. And so now Kenya has another first. We as Zana Africa are now scaling this curriculum with the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development into the revised CBC curriculum so that all of our boys and girls can get the information they deserve and desperately need to make healthy and safe decisions and to know where to go, thank you, when they need to find safety. We also learn from business owners when businesses provide dignified washrooms and menstrual products and give safe spaces to answer health and safety questions, women rush to their place of employment in the morning when they find they're on their period instead of calling in sick. As a result, they perform better, keep their jobs, and move up in responsibility. I've loved seeing the female leadership here at Standard Media Group. The bottom line increases. Every 100 shillings a business invests returns between 250 and 400 shillings within 2 years simply by providing dignified washrooms and menstrual products. This is something that every business owner can and should do, and we can help you with that also if you need help. In conclusion, I want to share some demographics and one last story, if you'll bear with me. Did you know that nearly 1 in 2 people in Kenya is below age 15? Those of us in this room are not the future of Kenya. It's the same across the continent. By 2050, which isn't really that far away, 1 in 4 people on the planet will be an African youth between age 15 and 35. Africa is the future of the world, and women are the future of Africa. Yes! It is up to us to embark on a journey of liberation for everyone. Liberation from period shame, liberation from the violation of our bodies, liberation from poverty, liberation from gender equality, including toxic masculinity, which hurts men as much as it does women, so that we can be the Kenya that can be part of the Africa that can lead the world to a peaceful and prosperous future. And it doesn't take much, but it does take a little bit from each of us. So my last is a story. I'll call her Sarah. She's one of our hotline operators. She's 32, a mother of 4, and lives in a very rural area where they have a small farm. Last year, she took a break from planting skuma wiki and sat under a tree with her husband. She used her 20 bob Safaricom subscription to surf Facebook, where she found an advertisement we posted for our hotline operators. Her husband encouraged her to apply. He also noted that she talks a lot and would be perfect for the job. And she was a great fit. She's a community health promoter, studied reproductive health, and she's already been creating safe spaces for adolescents on her farm. For instance, she invites girls to collect firewood safely so they don't risk getting raped out finding firewood elsewhere. She says they crack a lot of jokes, but also have deep talks about life. And these sessions have actually reduced teen pregnancy and rape in her area. Before, she says, she did this for free, but now she can do this professionally and help better care for her children. Last month, by answering a call on our hotline, she helped a mother of a blind 16-year-old girl who was raped to get justice. The perpetrators are now in jail. Yes. For her own legacy, she says, she told me this morning, she wants youth to be able to say, because of you, I did not give up. Today, on International Women's Day, let's each be committed to more deeply being like Sarah, to be the heroes that these young people need. I invite you, male and female, to join this growing NIA movement. My invitation to you is to share your story with us of how you're helping youth and vulnerable communities with sanitary pads or health education, especially if you're one of over the 400,000 users of NIA pads that we're proud to have, or one of the over 200 adults who are using our NIA health curriculum with students, or someone who's benefited from our health link. If you haven't, you can actually call the hotline if you have any questions. The WhatsApp is 0111-721-642, and the free call is the same, but it's 0800-721-642. So if you haven't already benefited, maybe you might, and our operators are on standby right now if anybody has questions that they don't feel safe to ask in any other context. Send us a video or type out your story in a DM to one of our socials. Our handles are @NiaYangu so we can celebrate your story because you are the hero and you are the one creating a better future. Together, we can help all youth step boldly into the promise of their future and accelerate progress for women and all people.
When we started a partnership with the Standard Group years back, my name is Winnie Rachel. I serve as the country manager for UNICAF Kenya, Women Power. Yeah, so I had a conversation with Fadhia, and I was wondering how we can be able to, invest in women in terms of education. And so the first media house happened to be SG, which has a network of women, and that was really, really encouraging. So what do we do at UNICAF? I'm going to be very brief. So today, as we celebrate the International Women's Day, it is essential to recognize the invaluable contributions of women around the world. And at UNICAF, we believe that the power of education to empower women and create positive change lies in the society. And so education is not just a tool for personal advancement, but is a catalyst for social and economic transformation. And when women are educated, they are better equipped to participate in the workforce, make informed decisions about their health, their well-being, and advocate for their rights. However, despite this progress in the recent years, many women still face barriers to accessing quality education. This could be due to financial constraints, cultural norms, or systematic discrimination. As a global community, it is collective responsibility to break down these barriers and ensure that every woman has the opportunity to pursue her educational goals. So, at UNICAF, we are committed in making sure that education is more accessible and affordable to women everywhere in the world. Through our online platform and scholarship opportunities, we strive to empower women to pursue their dreams and become leaders in the field that they dream of. Today, as I stand here, I am glad to announce a partnership that we are yet to sign an MOU with Standard Group that is going to give, thank you, that is going to give women 80% scholarship that they are going to pursue, thank you so much, with international universities in the UK. And the beauty of it is that they will not have to leave their jobs, their spouses, their children, their travel, and anything that you want to be as women, but still pursue those particular undergraduates, master's degrees, PhDs at the comfort of their station. And today, as we mark Happy International Women's Day, I would like to thank Standard Group for taking this bold step to take sure and walk the talk, as they mean that women should be actually empowered. This is not a joke. This is not a dream. This is something that you have put in pact, well thought of. And out of this meeting, out of the beneficiaries of the same at Standard Group, I would wish to extend the same to this very team that has been invited tonight. If you are willing to pursue your degree with any of those universities, University of East London, Suffolk University, and Liverpool John Moores University, kindly reach out to us and we will be able to take you through that process that is going to be like the snap of a hand. I'm going to give Sheila, my colleague, a chance to give you her number so that you have a direct contact. And ladies, on Monday, after you have slept over on Saturday and thought about the Women's Day, this is the best gift that Standard Group has ever given to women on such a night. Thank you and have a great evening.
One Girl Can is a non-governmental organization registered in Kenya and in Canada. It was started by a lady called Lottie Davis, who was born in South Africa before the apartheid. So when apartheid started, her parents, who are immigrants from Holland, did not want to be part of that regime. And they moved their family from South Africa through the port of Mombasa. You'll know why I mentioned Mombasa later, to Canada. And Lottie says that growing up in Canada in the 60s and in the 70s, she realized that as much as they had escaped the oppression in Canada, in South Africa, there was another form of oppression that she had to deal with. This affecting her directly. You see, in South Africa, it did not affect her directly because she was a white girl growing up in the apartheid times. In Canada, she realized that she did not have equal opportunities as her brothers growing up. She was an only girl. And at that young age, she had a nudge, and she felt that I can do better, I can do more, I will not be relinquished to just growing up and getting married and having a man take care of me. I can do better for myself. And without the motivation from her parents or her teachers, Lottie was able to motivate herself and go through school. And to fast forward, by the age of 31, she was working for herself in marketing and graphics design. And she married her husband, John, who will also come in at some point of this story. Fast forward, Lottie and John started together a very successful hair care business in Canada called Edgy Hair, Edgy Care today. And in 2008, Lottie realized that she had made enough money. She was a member of the YPO. she was a young entrepreneur. She had the money that she would be able to utilize to make a change in the world. What did she do? She packed her husband and her two beautiful daughters and came to Kenya. Of course, she had done a bit of a research and identified a few NGOs that she would work with. And when she came to Kenya, she started working in health and realized that, no, this is not my thing. I want to impact gender equality, and I want to be at the center of it all. And where is the center of gender equality? How can you impact gender equality? It's by ensuring that the women are economically empowered. Because once you have economic power, you are able to make decisions for yourself. So Lottie started to work with AMREF and World Vision, rehabilitating girls' schools in Kenya and Uganda. And being at the entrepreneur that she is, she realized that she wanted to move things faster. And talking to the girls, she realized that as much as she was doing all these buildings, putting together buildings and everything, one thing was lagging behind. The girls who were the brightest were always being sent home to go for fees. And in 2013, One Girl Can gave birth to the first scholarship. And One Girl Can provided 2 full-ride scholarships to Pwani University to 2 girls who I can tell you today are high school TSC teachers, living well in Kilifi, making a difference. Starting with 2 girls and 1 school in Kilifi County, which is Ganze Girls. Today we partner with 8 schools in Kenya, where we offer scholarships from high school to university and vocational training. We stand on 3 pillars. We educate, we mentor, and we train. Why do we stand on these 3 pillars? Because I can get the education, but do I have the tools to navigate this tough market? Do I know the first thing about even getting a job? I am from rural Kilifi. I am from rural Makueni. I don't have any connections. So One Girl Can becomes my connection. So we train these girls. Every one of them goes through training. We go through mentorship. We have an online platform where we connect them with mentors throughout the world. We don't assume that they're just relegated to living here in Kenya. We connect them to mentors throughout the world, and all of you here are going to be my girls' mentors at some point. Don't worry if I creep into your DM and tell you that, you know what, please get a girl and hold her hand. Our mentorship is quite structured. It's not like we're not going to send a girl to you and then we assume that you're going to roll with it. We are going to help you to put in the structure so that you both gain from it. Then in the mentorship, I told you that we work with 8 schools in 11 counties. Every school that we work with is in deep rural, in the rural areas, and 70% of the scholarships that we offer have to go to that county so that we can be able to offer 70%, so that we can be able to offer real community development. And so far, we have offered 435 university scholarships since 2013. I have 184 graduates, and 60% of my graduates are working, and I know one of them, she has to just say hi to you. That's Maureen. Can you imagine? From Kilifi, deep rural, to being that kind of a woman. She runs an online business, and we have girls all over in the formal employment and in businesses. We partner with the University of British Columbia, which helps us with the entrepreneurial training, which Maureen is a beneficiary of. She has gone through the entrepreneurial training, so she's not just doing business out of no not knowing. She's doing a business that she knows. Then the mentorship, we take all the girls in the high schools that we work with, go through our mentorship. In Form 1, we take them through Empower Me, where we help them create a vision for the life that they want for themselves. Form 2, we do something that we call, a workshop that we call I Want to Be, which is about identifying, based on my strength and my likes. They do psychometric tests to identify, based on who I am and the things that I like and things that can come naturally to me, which jobs am I best at? And in Form 3, we graduate that more. We do more psychometric tests, and in which we call I Will Be. And in Form 4, we do I Am, which is now exiting this girl from high school to the tertiary. What is next? If you don't go to the university, if you don't win the One Girl Can scholarship, for example, what is there for you if your parents cannot afford, right? Then, high school, we've provided 715 scholarships up to today, and still counting. One Girl Can believes that we have not succeeded until each and every girl that comes through our hands is earning a meaningful income. And to talk about the theme of today, which was accelerating. Invest in women, accelerate progress. When I heard that, I was so excited. Because all through what I say is that One Girl Can invests in women. When I go to meet my partners, I don't tell them that we help girls. I tell them that we invest in young women and girls so that they can be economically empowered and contribute to the Kenyan economy and beyond. Our girls are obliged to pay it forward. Each one of them has to mentor another girl. I heard someone talk about mentorship, but I was so excited. Each girl must hold another girl's hand throughout. Whether you're in Form 1, Form 2, or you're in fourth year university, you have to hold another girl's hand. And they also help by contributing back. If you're able, we ask you to pay 5% of your income to One Girl Can to help educate more girls. So I will leave you with a saying by Charles Malik, who said that the fastest way to change the society is to mobilize the women of the world. We can do it. You can do it. And I can do it. Why I brought John in the conversation about Lottie is because we also need men to back us in this journey. We cannot do it alone. We have to have the other gender also working with us throughout this journey of women empowerment. So, my last point. I've told you about One Girl Can, but I'll tell you a small story about when I was growing up. Okay. So when I was little, there is a poem that we were taught during International Women's Day. And it never made a lot of sense because I didn't even know what International Women's Day was until later in life. And it told us this: African woman, wake up. You're great. You can do it. Your birthday is no celebration. Your father sees when they see you born. But at the end of the day, I'll not say the whole thing because I'm told that time is short. That poem taught me that I can be whoever I want to be, and it changed me to who I am today, and that is why every breath I take is about women empowerment. Thank you so much.
Our theme, Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress, stands as a beacon guiding our discussions and actions. This theme, deeply intertwined with our mission as a media company, accentuates the pressing need to place gender equality and empowerment at the forefront of our lives and work. Investing in women is not just a moral imperative, but a strategic imperative that drives progress, innovation, and sustainable development. When investing in women, we invest in the future of our companies, communities, and world. As the CEO of our media company, I am proud to say that we are committed to leading by example and championing gender equality in everything we do. At Standard Group, we are steadfast in our commitment to creating a workplace where every woman can flourish and realize her full potential. We take pride in the achievements of our female employees who have excelled in their respective fields and continue to inspire us all. We nurture a culture of inclusivity where diversity is accepted and celebrated. Our Women's Network, a unique initiative that unites our female employees, is pivotal in supporting women's professional growth and progression across all levels of our organization. As a policy, we ensure that diversity and inclusion are represented in all cadres. Through our platforms, we are committed to advocating for change beyond the walls of our company. We use our voices to call for policies and practices that promote gender equality and empower women in society at large. It is not just our collective responsibility to hold ourselves and others accountable for creating a more equitable and a just world for future generations. I am deeply grateful for your presence and participation on this International Women's Day. I implore you to stand with me in pledging to invest in women and hasten progress towards gender equality. Tonight, we are privileged to have private, government, and non-government representatives in our respective roles. Let's strive to champion equality and confront gender stereotypes and biases head-on. Let's unite to shape a future where every woman can thrive, lead, and leave her indelible mark on the world. In closing, I leave you with the words of the trailblazing feminist and activist Gloria Steinem. The story of women's struggle for equality belongs to no single feminist, no any one organization, but to the collective efforts of all who care about human rights. Together, let us continue to invest in women and accelerate progress towards a more just and equitable world for all. Thank you, Acting GCEO Joe Manene. Thank you.
I stand before you as the president of the Standard Group Women Network with a heart filled with pride as we celebrate the incredible achievements of women globally. And today we celebrate the great initiatives that all of you have embarked on. Now, the Standard Group has invested in their women, as you have really clearly seen. The Standard Group Women Network is keen to articulate the voice of women in the workplace and position them for greater impact in the society. Now, the network brings together over 350 women from the Standard Group and a few men. I mean, the number is around 10, but I think we can get better. We seek to provide training opportunities for women for career progression through mentorship. We also equip the workplace with women-friendly facilities and conduct wellness initiatives. Now, as a media house, of course, we also advocate for balanced coverage and gender equality in news content. All this is to ensure that women have confidence and competencies and also ensure that there's equal representation in the organization. Thank you very much.